Are you right-handed?
Yep.
Let me see your right hand. Oh, you've had 2 lives. You've had 2 lifestyles so far. Yeah. Okay. This is your right. You're right-handed.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. So you had some shit going on earlier, and you actually you started over.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to say that this time it's not as easy. Okay? This reincarnation of your lifestyle is not as easy for you as the last one was.
Well, as I said, right, like with no money nowadays compared to when I was younger, definitely a lot harder.
I think you're intelligent. I also think you're never going to be a poet. You're not a feeling kind of sensitive kind of guy.
Definitely not.
We'll check yours later. Yeah, you want hard facts. You don't want fluff. You're not a fluffy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see your hand. That's your destiny. This is your potential. Okay, I see a little bit of a softening here, but not much. And I want to say that you went through some shit that toughened you up.
You say that.
Okay. I don't think I'm sensing something here that is, you have a fear of loosening up, of showing sensitivity, I don't know why.
Towards others, is that what you mean? Or
Sorry?
towards others, or
Towards others and even towards yourself. There's a fear that you're holding something inside that you don't want to let go of.
you could be right in a way.
Okay.
I won't lie that I cry myself to sleep a lot of times, but
Okay. I can see this here, and you do have some sensitivity, but you hold it really, really in there. Okay? And I think what would do you well is finding someone that you can open this up to.
yeah.
Okay.
There's been a few people
Good.
that I've opened
Good.
up to.
Okay, now this is going to sound stupid from somebody who does not believe in religion per se,
Mm-hmm.
but we all know what the word forgiveness is about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I think that needs to be a word that you use a lot. Forgiveness, not just for those people, but for yourself.
Okay.
Okay? You take a lot of blame for whatever this bullshit is.
Yeah.
You take a lot of this on yourself, and it wasn't all you. So you have to, forgiveness, I want you to really fire that up in your head. That forgiveness, even if you never ever want to even deal with any of this shit again, forgive, because then you can get past it. Even if you have to purge every day, because you're holding something in that is not helping you.
Oh, I know that.
Okay? So purge, and I tell people, if you have to purge every morning, like, good morning, asshole, this is how we're going to deal with this today. Because we've all got these things, but with you, it's really in there, baby. It's in there. So we can forgive all the people that were involved. I'm not going to be specific here, but you have to forgive yourself too. You really, even if you do have to do it every day. Yes, I'm an asshole, but today's going to be different. Okay? Does that make sense to you?
In a way.
Okay.
There was something in my life that I hold dearly.
Yeah.
A mistake I made.
Okay.
But it definitely changed my life to what it is now.
Okay.
And
there were others involved, yes?
2 other people.
Okay.
It's something that I would say I'll never forgive myself for, because I feel that if I forgive myself for, I'll go back to that life.
Okay.
It's something that I need to make sure that
it doesn't happen again.
it stays in my memory.
Right. So forgiveness doesn't mean forget. Okay?
No, I
Forgive,
understand that.
yes.
Yeah, no, I
Because
understand.
whatever led you to that point in time,
But the thing is, it was my fault. Right?
and that's okay too.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, but
But
just
I
because
use
you
that
forgive
now.
yourself for whatever that was,
Yeah.
doesn't ever mean, does not give you permission to go back and do it again.
No, I understand.
Forgiving your youth, whatever bullshit it was, whatever created the situation, you forgive that stuff about yourself, and just know that you're never, ever, ever going to put anybody through that again. You're not going to go through that again.
Yeah.
You can do this. You can do it, even if it's every day. Okay? Because there's something really good in you, something brilliant that's really sparkling down there, and you're
trying to get out.
You're holding it really tight.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been a person that thinks like you should live with your mistakes.
Absolutely. Nobody's going to absolve you of this.
No, I don't.
But I don't believe in hell. And I think it's stupid for anybody to believe in hell.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, it's I don't believe in hell either. Right?
No.
So,
No.
but it's I feel like it's hard to put in words. You know what I mean? Like it's something I feel that if I let go and forgive myself, let's say, it's
You're afraid you're going to slip back.
it opens up the potential, right? Like if I feel like, all right, I forgave myself for the thing that happened, and down the road, if it happens again, it would just suck, right? So it's better if I keep it and remember it, that this is how the feeling of what happened, and I don't want to feel that again, right? So if I let that feeling go, I feel like it might come down.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? So,
I
yeah,
understand.
interesting. All right, and would you like to do this shot now?
Sure.
Yeah. A lot more interesting because obviously I hadn't told you about it.
Yep.
Right, so it was kind of interesting that you kind of felt that about me.
Okay.
So I'll say 6.
That's pretty good.
Alright, that one's on 14%, so we're
Okay.
to cut it on that. Alright.
You're right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then you're a little bit more sensitive than this fella. And again, you've had some shit in the past that has made you redefine who you are. Yes?
Yeah.
And you have a very clearly defined idea of who you are and where you want to go with that. That's one thing I didn't see on your palm was a fate line. You have a fate line here, but it's kind of sneaking around. It's like, I'm going to say that you're the kind of person who doesn't want to have a boss. You don't like having a boss. So what you have to do is you have to come in the back door sometimes so that you flit. Does that make sense to you? You flit?
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You come in the back door, you take your money and you rent. Okay? So, you also have a lot of psychic ability of your own here. And I think that's, you often second guess your decisions, but you shouldn't. Because I think you've got a good hand on who you are and where you want to go with this, okay? And it's like, you don't miss anything. You're not missing anything in your life. So you don't have to go any harder than you're going. Does that make sense to you too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay. You do have sensitivity. When were you born?
April 7th, 1991.
So you are an Aries. Aries, fire sign. Fire and earth, how does that work out? Eh? Okay. Well, I'm a fire sign too, so I'm a Sagittarian. Aries, I think Aries is the low-key fire sign of the three. Aries, of course, is the battler, the god of war, ruled by Mars. But you pick your battles now. Maybe you didn't in the past, but I think you pick your battles now. And you have better, you can better word your grievances or whatever than just you're more thoughtful as an Aries than I would have put an Aries. And you can be a really funny guy too. You can be a really funny guy. You're not showing me that today, but you can be a really funny guy. Okay, let me see this other one. That's your destiny. Okay, so I see some more sensitivity here. Also, there's something here that you have to let go of too. And I'm going to show you so you'll know it's on your palm. Here and here. Okay, and I think there was a defining moment. I could have shown you on your palm too.
Yeah.
The two lines. You had a defining moment at some point earlier on that made you reevaluate the way you were living, the wants or needs that you had as opposed to, I want to say, reality. Okay, does that make sense to you? Okay. Again, you're very, very smart. I can see where the two of you kind of work this out. You have a lot of psychic ability as well. But I got a feeling that you kissed your early life goodbye. Like, you spit your early life goodbye. Okay? Like, done with that shit. And I think that's serving you well because it gives you a better sense of who you are and who you can become, who you will become. Not so much striving, it's just going to evolve. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so out of 1 to 10.
Like a lot of stuff is accurate. I would have to say I'd give like an 8.
Thank you.
Because there's a lot of stuff like when I used to live in like a small town and it was a very like I'd say kind of like drug and crime riddled small town, right? Like a lot of bad things went through there. When I got to the age that I was able to get out of there, I basically did go
Spit down like goodbye, yeah.
Right, and then eventually my family moved with me from that area, so there was really no need to go back there, right?
Perfect.
So there's definitely some things that are bang on. Some more things that are like generic that you could relate to multiple people. So that's why I'd say an 8 instead of a 10. But there's a lot of things that I felt like I could, even when I was doing like my hand is kind of like vibrating a little bit, just because like.
Well, and you can feel we're sharing energy. Because I don't know what any of those things mean. I've made up a little symbol, thing for myself, but you're on a higher vibration because you're not protecting yourself as well as, like, he's really protecting it, right? Do you have any questions about, like, what information would you like me to give you about your future? Who's Margaret? There's a Margaret here.
I personally don't know anyone by that name unless it's back farther in my family than I'm aware of. But there's a lot of things, and I don't want to I kind of want to leave this open for another reading in the future,
yes,
right? So I don't want to
absolutely.
spill too much.
No.
But there's a lot of things constantly going on, whether it's this thing and then this settles down and something, like there's always something going on, right? So I don't want to spill too much, but there's always things that I'm looking for answers for, right? So yeah. But I appreciate it.
No, that's good. People who have some sort of intelligence are always looking for answers, and they understand that their truth will change. Black is black and white is white, but if you don't look at the gray, you're not learning anything. So
yeah,
that's
exactly.
good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So for closing, there's something Sean had brought up earlier to me. What would you tell little girls or boys that may have this gift and they don't know exactly what it is? Like, what would you tell them to do to inspire them, kind of thing?
I would tell anybody not to be afraid. Don't be afraid. Except for you little monster. We control the spirit world in the earth plane, and I've had to tell them to get out of here a couple of times. Garth and some of us were doing Ouija one day, Yeah. That's a hard thing to do because they can be very mischievous. And see, what are they? And there was somebody that came through and they wouldn't tell us, give us any information. And finally I said, okay, get the hell out of here. You know, if you're not prepared to talk to us, get the hell out. You're not wanted here. Mm-hmm. And after everybody went home, there was a symbol in the dust on the television that I'd never seen before. Mm-hmm. So, and some people can be really afraid of that. It always bothers me when people say, oh, it's a ghost, you know. Don't be afraid of them. Just if you're uncomfortable, tell them to get out. Or words to that effect. But don't let anybody, they have to find their tribe. Whoever has this kind of ability or thinks they have this kind of ability, they will find people who are similar and they will feel more comfortable. It's hard when you're a kid because, yeah. When I was 9 years old, I wrote out a whole Christmas service that I wanted my family to do. And they thought I was nuts. You're either born spiritual or you're not. You either want that something in your life or you don't. Mm-hmm. And you keep looking for the answers. Yeah, because we're not in a world that allows for this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
Okay? So I think it's getting easier for some children now. They've got the Indigo Kids and much better in Europe. But yeah, just to not be afraid and it'll all work out. And not to let anybody dim their shine.
Well, I think that's it. Sean, any questions? Any final thoughts?
No, I enjoyed my experience, and I just wanted to say that, like, hopefully if you're open to it, us touching base with you once in a while, because I feel very, very comforting with the info that you're able to give us. Absolutely. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like I'd be able to come here and ask you questions about things that we were going to do or things that we came across of, and you're going to give us a straight up answer, right? So.
Well, I will tell you, I don't think it's a good idea to summon a demon.
That's what I said.
That's okay. I'll be summoning them. You'll just be filming.
Do you take a whiteboard with you or a blackboard and some chalk.
Okay.
Okay? Because physical mediumship is like really hard. Mm-hmm. But I've got a feeling if you're going to summon somebody who is a darker entity, that they might be able to put something on a blackboard or a whiteboard for you.
Again, this is really depending on like
you
what
know how
you
to
believe,
protect
right?
yourself too.
Power of my thoughts.
Good. What about you, Sean? You want a little circle of protection?
Yeah, I need everything I can get.
But yeah.
White light of protection coming down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really I find, as I said earlier, right? It's really depending on like what you believe, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, in Christianity we're summoning a demon, but if you go prior to Christianity, we're actually summoning a human god.
Exactly.
I guess we're gonna find out when it happens.
Yeah, but I think it's a really good idea. Or sometimes we used to do meditations with a crystal bowl with water in it. And there were 3 of us there, because you do need that energy. You need more than just one person's energy to be able to bring this. And they do have a meditation class at the London Spiritualist Church on Thursday nights. I think it's $5. But I've often thought I'd like to get a meditation circle together for the purposes of bringing spirit in. Mm-hmm. So if you're interested in that too, that's something that I wouldn't.
That's something to look into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these Parsons chairs are perfect. You never meditate laying down. No, you sit.
So yeah, we were actually I've been doing a lot of research on this for the last 6 months, I think now. I found a few people online that supposedly have summoned Beelzebub and gotten the incantation and like all the stuff that I properly need. So we got a sheet which will end up making a inverted pentagram on it. We need 4 black candles, which we need to basically design Beelzebul's sigil in. Another thing they said is have offerings for him. Any kind of offerings, alcohol, candy, chocolate, and basically the incantation, which I've surprisingly
What
I've
were you
seen.
researching, Steve, when you...
How do I research?
What particular source did you get all this information from?
So there's a few people on YouTube that supposedly deal with like witchcraft.
The dark arts. No, that's not witchcraft. That's the dark arts.
Okay. So I'll go through their channels and I'll start seeing like similarities, right? Because I find with researching this, like especially the incantation was really hard to find.
Did you have to pay for it?
No.
Okay.
There was different ones.
Mm-hmm.
People would change a little bit here, a little bit there, and it was like, okay, do all these work, or is it just like, or aren't some of these actually people like summoning stuff, right? So what I do is when I find one, and then I find a second one, and then I find a third one, and I find a fourth one, and then the fifth one matches the first one. I'm like, okay, I got two of the same ones here, and then the sixth one will match the first one. Okay, I got three. And once I find like 4 or 5, I'm like, okay, this must be it.
Okay, that's
now I
good.
found 4 or 5 people that said the same thing, right?
Okay.
Then I go online, Google, type in, check out old books, people that might have stuff on Reddit and stuff like that, and then I see what they say. Like, it's very, very hard to find the same stuff because, as I said, everybody has their own views on it, right? So
Yeah.
with having your own views on it, something changes in the incantation or something
Yeah, absolutely.
changes in the layout. Like there was one person that says all you need is 2 white candles, and you just set them on fire and you have your hands over the candle and you say the incantation. And there was one person that had 3 black candles and a red candle. And there was most of the people said black candles. So I'm like, okay, we'll just get 4 black candles. And
Good.
then I went online, got a sigil, photocopied it. So we have a sigil, and basically I'm just gonna go to the dollar store, grab a platter, and put a sigil there. A little bit of offering for him. Chocolate apparently is a big one. He likes chocolate, so we get a Kit Kat or something.
I really need you to let me know how this goes.
I will.
Okay.
I will. And I'll tell you the truth. We'll definitely tell you.
Perfect.
But again, like, I don't personally believe anything will happen.
No.
I don't know what Sean personally believes.
Sean's probably crapping his pants.
Yeah.